Hi everyone, welcome back to Crafting with Slavie. I wanted to share a quick video with you from a few weeks ago. This was a video inspired by Yana Smakula. I've linked her video below. She does these beautiful cards with a dark background, and it really inspired me to try the technique on my own. I just woke up one Sunday morning and just really wanted to quickly stamp something out and then color it and really get to play around with my Copics and get more used to them. Just as you know, if you've been watching, I am still relatively new to Copic coloring, so I really wanted to get my hands wet, if you will. And I went in with some archival ink, which is not the greatest Copic ink, but my memento pad is absolutely dried up. And I have been waiting for a replacement, but with COVID, it's just really hard to get it restocked. But it did the trick, and because of the color choices that I made for the Copics, it didn't matter if the ink bled a little bit, as I was able to cover it up relatively easily with the Copic coloring. It ended up being kind of almost akin to no-line coloring, but just because you without the dark outline, you wouldn't have been able to see the distinction in the colors. So I have linked below all of the other supplies that I have used. The only other thing that I ended up using on the card was silver embossing powder for the sentiment, and I hope you enjoy. I'm just gonna take a step back and let you enjoy the coloring, which I don't know about you, but I find really soothing to watch. And I hope you enjoy the video. Alrighty, we are back, and I am using my Misty to line up the sentiment, and an anti-static powder tool to make sure that nothing sticks to my panel. And this is me actually testing the panel to make sure that nothing is sticking to it. And I did have to go in with my heat gun and just set the ink some more because it wasn't quite dry the whole way. So once that's done, I didn't test it again. I should have, but I didn't. But it ended up working out okay. It was dry enough that it didn't stick to anything. So I went ahead with my embossing ink, and I used the silver embossing powder from Ranger. It's the super fine detail. Whenever I am stamping anything with a lot of detail, such as words, anything like that, I like to use a super fine detail embossing powder. If I don't use a super fine detail, I find that I can have some smudging, or it kind of bleeds together almost, so I prefer to use the super fine detail for detail work. And then just went on to make my card base. It was a side folding card base, and it's just a standard A2 sized card, which you'll see here. And I realized that I had to cut my panel down because it was actually a little bit too big. I think I cut it from like a 9x12 paper pad a while ago, so I was just using up some scraps that I had laying around. And kept the dimensions the same. Just used some liquid adhesive on the back and lined it up with the card base. And that was it, just a really nice single dimensional card. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you keep coming back for more. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and like if you liked what you saw. Thank you.